Everyone throws around the word discipline like it's some sort of magical trait, like it's the key to absolutely everything, like only successful people have it, only the very best, the 1% have it. They throw around be disciplined, stay consistent. But what does that even mean? I used to think discipline was about consistency, as many other people do, just showing up every day, no matter what. But then I realized that is very surface level. Discipline isn't just about showing up, it's about who you become when you don't want to show up. I learned that lesson first in the gym. Later on, it was reinforced in business. And both times, I have found the same constant truth. Discipline isn't about what you do when you feel good or when you feel like doing it. It's about what you do when you don't. So today, we're going to be talking about discipline. And not the motivational kind, not the make you feel good, fun, and cozy type of motivation. We're going to be talking about the real kind, the ugly kind, the kind that makes you want to quit. Real quick, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, drop a comment, subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, leave us a review. It'll help us out big time, and it'll let us know that you guys actually like what we're putting out. All right, let's jump right in. When I started hitting the gym, I had no plan of building up any sort of discipline. I just wanted to look good and I wanted to feel good. That was really it. As I kept going through those 5 a.m. alarms, those cold mornings, the ones that really don't make you want to get out of bed, those are the ones that built me. Because every time you win that little argument of not wanting to get out of bed, wanting to stay cozy, wanting to get a little more sleep, you start building something that is way deeper than just muscle. You start building trust within yourself. And that is arguably way more important than any kind of business success, any kind of gym success. And once I started seeing that physically in me through the gym, I also started seeing the same thing monetarily in business. There are days when things are slow, when clients cancel, complaints, when everything just starts piling up, all the things that you have to do, all the problems that you have with people, it all just starts piling up a lot. And I'll be honest, quitting does sound a little bit good sometimes, like just calling it quits, getting a regular job. You stop thinking about this thing 24/7. It does run through my head when these times come. But then that little voice that got me out of bed to go to the gym comes back. And it's that same voice that makes me want to keep building, even though things are hard, even though everything is against you, even though you don't feel like it. Think of motivation like a spark, right? It starts out. It gets you started. And think of discipline as an engine that keeps you going even when that spark is gone. That's what the difference is. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is logical. Motivation says, I feel like doing it, so I'ma do it. Discipline says, I said that I would, so I'm going to. And that's how you separate people who talk about success, people who know about success, people that flash all of this success, from the ones who actually live it, achieve their goals, do what they say they're going to do. Because when that excitement fades, when you don't feel like it anymore, when you're not happy about it, when you realize that it's hard, when no one's watching you, when there is no reward, no light at the end of the tunnel in sight, discipline becomes your reality. It is not sexy, it's not viral, it's not flashy, it's not necessarily something people brag about, but it's the truth. And let me be completely transparent. I am not this godly, perfect, disciplined guy. I procrastinate a lot. I get distracted a lot. I go off the rails sometimes, and I do skip from time to time either the gym or I look over things that I have to do. It's something that I'm really working on. It's like sometimes I just go very, 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 very hard on one thing, like balls to the walls, and then I eventually get burnt out. And I keep on doing that even though I know that I'm gonna end up getting burnt out. It's something I have to deal with. It's almost like I only have two gears. I either go all in or I'm completely checked out. But what I've learned is that discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware enough to catch yourself when you're slipping. You can mess up for a day, a week, even a month. Sometimes people mess up for years. But true discipline is when you catch yourself and you stop from spiraling faster. You catch yourself in the wrong. You realize, hey, I'm going down the wrong path again. Let me stop. Forgive yourself. Pick yourself up. And you get back on track faster. That's what discipline is. Because guilt kills momentum faster than failure ever will. Discipline isn't about never falling off. You're going to. It is a requirement. You have to fail. You have to trip. You have to make mistakes. That's not what discipline is about. It's not about avoiding that. It's about not staying down on the ground when you get knocked out. It's about getting back up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. What are you gonna do when you get knocked down 10 times? Are you gonna get back up the 11th time? If you do, that's what discipline is. It doesn't matter. You can get knocked down. You can fail 999 times. Are you gonna get up 1,000 times over, knowing how many times you had to get up before, knowing how many times you failed? Are you still gonna get up, and are you gonna go do it? That's what discipline is. It's funny, there was this stretch of time where my discipline got tested really hard. It was like 12, 16-hour days. I'd go to work, I'd hit the gym, I would barely have any time to eat or sleep or literally do anything else. It was just literally that. I was not motivated at all. I hated it. I was tortured for a while. I didn't like it, not even a single bit. But I was locked in. It's like I entered the state where life wasn't happening to me before. I stopped letting things happen to me, and I started actually doing things. I was happening to life. I took control of my actions, and I did what I had to do in order to get the outcome that I wanted. And that's when you realize you've crossed over. You don't need motivation anymore because discipline becomes who you are. You're not fighting it anymore. You're not resisting. You're flowing with it. It is an innate part of you. There's no second guessing yourself. There is no doubts. It's like, hey, I need this done, and this is what I have to do, so I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna keep trying until I can't anymore. And even when I can't, I'm still gonna keep going. And honestly, like, some of the hardest lessons I've learned throughout my life so far has come from the times that I wasn't disciplined. I've missed opportunities, I've missed some business, I've missed workouts, and above everything, I've missed that feeling of like that personal momentum you get. That pride you get from keeping promises to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. The worst part wasn't what I lost or what could have been. The worst part was realizing that I didn't stand by my own word. My word meant nothing. That's the worst part. You make promises not only to other people, but to yourself. And every time you break that promise, you break trust within yourself, sometimes even unconsciously. When that happens, it eats at you, honestly. It's very toxic and very detrimental. Because if you can't trust yourself, then who's going to trust you at all? How are you gonna get any kind of confidence, any kind of credit towards yourself if you can't even trust yourself? You won't be able to be confident because you can't trust yourself. Discipline, it's personal integrity. It's the contract between who you currently are and who you said you'd be. And every time you break that contract, you weaken that bond. You give yourself another reason to not keep going and not believing in yourself. And so, I started rebuilding that trust, one step at a time, one promise at a time. And everything started going great. I honestly felt at peace, and that's what discipline gives. It makes you feel peaceful. And honestly, that's what discipline does. It gives you peace. There is no amount of money that will give you peace. There's no amount of success that will give you peace. There's not amount of fame or recognition that will give you the peace that discipline can. Peace that I'm talking about is that kind that comes from knowing that you are in control of your actions, of your direction. Even when life feels chaotic, you still have control. You're still gripping on that wheel. Motivation gives you highs and gives you lows. Discipline gives you that balance, lower highs and higher lows. Not really glamorous, flashy. It's not a thing people brag about, but it is reliable. It's like having this little compass, this little guide pointing you north towards your destination, no matter how stormy it gets. And if you think about it, Discipline's like a thunderstorm. At first, it's manageable. There's a little bit of drizzle, maybe a cloud here and there, a little bit of dark skies, and then it gets rough. Then the rain starts pouring, thunder hits, lightning strikes, and you can't see 2 feet ahead of you. And so you start thinking, maybe I should pull over. But turns out that if you keep driving, if you keep your hands on the wheel and keep moving forward, eventually you'll break through that storm. You'll pass right by. You'll get to the other side when it's not raining anymore. And at that moment, when the sky clears, that's what all that pain was for. That's what all that doubt goes out the window, and you're glad that you kept driving. Because if you had pulled over, you would still be in that storm regardless. The fact that you pulled over doesn't mean you get out of that storm. You're still in it. You're just not moving forward. And that's exactly what discipline is. Discipline is not the storm itself. It's the choice to keep driving through it, right? The storm's gonna be there regardless. It's your choice whether you want to stand, pull over, and just sit there while everything's happening to you, or take accountability, take action, and do the thing that will get you through that. Because on the other side of that storm is you. Stronger, confident, and unshakable. At the end of the day, everyone wants success. Everybody wants freedom. Not a lot of people are willing to do what it takes, because most people forget that the bridge between you right now and you where you want to be is discipline. That's what will get you there. So when you wake up tomorrow and you don't feel like doing it, you constantly have to remind yourself the storm always ends. You just have to keep driving. And that about wraps it up. Something quick, some little bit of golden nuggets here and there for you guys. Hopefully you like it. I'll put more of these little lessons that I've learned so far out in the coming episodes. And yep, stay tuned for more. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. It really does mean the world to us, and we really appreciate every single one of you who sticks around all the way until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave us a review on the podcast platform. It really does help us grow. And until next time, see you guys.